Hello and welcome to Navigating the Dashboard. This video is going to be discussing what your dashboard is, what is on it, what tools you can utilize on your dashboard. Once you get logged into racingsurfaces.net, you will see your site list, and if you have more than one, you can choose which site you want to navigate to the dashboard for. Here I just have one, so I'll go ahead and just click on this green dashboard button, and it takes me to the dashboard. Now here at the very top, you can see the 7-day forecast. Now all of the weather on the MQS is coming from a weather API called Visual Crossing. So it is not an on-site weather station if you have one of those. This weather is coming from public weather stations that are triangulated based off of your latitude and longitude. So you'll have your 7-day forecast at the top. Right below that forecast, you will have the list of each individual surface or track at your site. So for this demo site, Racing Surfaces Testing Lab, we have 3 tracks: the main track, the turf track, and a synthetic training track. Depending on which track is highlighted up here, will determine the data that is shown below. I have main track highlighted right now, meaning all of the data below here is going to reflect the main track. If I click on the turf track, it will reload and all of the data below will show data for the turf track. And same thing for our training track. All of that data will reflect the training track. So let's go back to the main track here. And first thing you'll see is this racing and training section. Now, all of this data in this section is coming directly from Equabase. So if your data is not feeding into Equabase, it won't be here. If you're not racing, you won't have a today's racing card. Training time and training pace are graphs that you can use to see how your track is performing on a day-to-day basis. Then we have the action section. Now there are 2 ways to go about entering a maintenance data entry or a maintenance record for the day. The first is directly from your dashboard. So this maintenance data entry, you can just click on that and it'll take you directly to a maintenance data entry for today's date on the surface that was selected on your dashboard. So let's go back to our dashboard. If I wanted to enter a maintenance record for the turf track for today, I would have to click on the turf track first and then click on maintenance data entry. And now we can see it's highlighted for our turf track and it's today's date. Same thing with the training track. Now, the second way to enter a maintenance data entry would be to navigate to your menu, which is this navy bar on the left-hand side, and underneath of maintenance, we will see maintenance data entry. You'll click on that. Then you will choose the track you want to enter data for. Say we wanted to enter a turf maintenance for today's date. Then we would go over and click add. So now we have turf track selected for today's date, and so on and so forth. There's a whole other video telling you exactly how to enter data for these, so refer to that video if you need help specifically with your maintenance records. Let's go back to the dashboard. So everything below here, below this line, choose a date and time, will be data that's reflected based off the track that you choose up here. So you will see the cushion graph here, which is going to show the past 2 weeks of data. If you hover your mouse over a specific box here, it will show you the date, so January 28th, 2026, at 10:30 a.m. This was when these measurements were taken. The first section of numbers 2.75 to 3.5 is going to be your minimum to your maximum. And then the second group of numbers 2.75 to 3.125 is going to be the values of the actual box here. This is a box and whisker plot, so the box itself is going to be where 50% of your data lies. Then these whiskers are going to go up to the maximum and down to the minimum. Now, if your minimum is within that 50% of your data, it's not going to have a bottom whisker. This one here, you can see the difference. 2.25 to 2.75 is your minimum and maximum, whereas 2.375 to 2.625 is where 50% of your data lies, just as an example. Looking below that is our moisture graph. It's going to also be a box and whisker plot for the past 2 weeks of data. so you can see visually how your track is changing day to day. If we scroll down below that, we will see this section called testing. We have lab tests and on-site tests. This is going to be where your most recent reports from RSTL will be shown. So RSTL, when we do your lab testing and your on-site testing, we will upload all reports to the MQS so that you have them at all times and you don't have to scroll through your emails and your inboxes and try to find reports from this past year, year before that. This section on your dashboard is only going to show you the most recent reports uploaded for these categories. Now, if I were to have a summary report, that would be down here. If I wanted to see this directly from my dashboard, I would hover my mouse over the eyeball and click on it. And there it pops up a PDF of the report. So you can have it right there. If we go back, the same thing for this on-site, just hover your mouse over the eyeball, click on it, and here's our on-site results. Now, what if we want to see a report from 2 years ago? You would go over to your menu bar again, go to Reports, and then click on Surface Test. This is where RSTL is going to be uploading all of your surface test reports. So you click on that, then you would choose which track you're searching for past reports for. And here it's going to show you all reports that have ever been uploaded. Now again, this is our demo site, so I only have 2 sample reports put in here. But if this is your track, it would have all reports listed in different rows for on-site, all reports listed in different rows for your lab and composition testing. You may have summary reports in here, you may have memos, you may have individual just OBST or GPR, etc. So that is how you see all of your surface test reports. So that is all that's going to be shown on your dashboard. If you have any additional questions regarding your dashboard, be sure to reach out to your admin, and thank you very much.